Hey guys, it's Dark Nerd Cosplay, and today I'm going to be reviewing a cosplay costume that I got in the mail yesterday. It's been wicked long since I've been posting anything. I promised myself I would last year, and then I moved halfway across the country, and things happen. So I am going to try to post a lot more often now. Hopefully you saw my music video not too long ago. If not, go check that out. Echo. And yeah, I have a lot more planned for the future, so stay tuned. But anyways, today I will be reviewing a costume I got. It is the main outfit, or one of the main outfits of Your Forger from Spy X Family. Spy X Family is a manga series that has become really popular in the last few years and is getting an anime adaptation sometime this year. So while I wait for that to come out, I am going to cosplay her. So first off, got the cosplay from Mike Costumes or Mick Costumes. I've heard people say it both ways, and I'm not sure which one it is. I've ordered from them a lot in the past, and while some of their stuff can be less than high quality, they are overall pretty reliable. And as I will explain later, I feel the same about this costume. First of all, I ordered the costume January 23rd of this year, obviously. And it came in yesterday, February 15th. So it didn't take quite a month to get here, which was pretty impressive. I ordered it with normal shipping, obviously, and it said that it was the latest it would come in was April or May. Yeah, not taking quite a month, considering COVID and cosplays and demand and everything, is pretty good. Something makes me think that it was on sale at the time, but it doesn't say it on the receipt, so I'm not positive, but I think it might have been 10 to 15% off. Don't quote me on that. But whatever the case, when I bought it, it was $52.99 with $10 shipping, so about a $60 purchase. Not terrible for a Mike costume if you've ever ordered from them, and not terrible for a cosplay costume in general, because I always have it over the hundreds for pre-made costumes. Now this one isn't super intricate, but still, with everything that it came with, definitely a good price. Like I said, I've ordered from them before, and I'm kind of familiar with how they usually pack things. But one thing I will say with this one is that I was a little disappointed with how things were organized. It came in a normal mailing bag, and then in that bag was another plastic bag with a Ziploc zipper, and everything else was inside. It was all wrapped in this tissue paper, but there was nothing else separating the parts, which is totally fine on normal cases. But in the past, I've had cosplays with little pieces be separated from the big costumes, like be put in smaller bags or something else so that they're not lost. But in this case, everything was put in the same bag and folded within that tissue paper. So when I first got the costume, I didn't notice the smaller pieces folded within everything. So that's my one complaint, is that things could easily be lost, but nothing was broke. Everything was in good condition. It was all safe. Take with that what you will. Let's get to reviewing the actual costume. So if you know anything about my costumes, I mentioned this earlier, their costumes aren't perfect quality, but they are fairly good, and they usually match most details. In this case, Your Forger is a newer character to media, so I was worried about finding an accurate costume of hers, but my costumes proved to be the cheapest and closest to accurate on the internet, so I went with it. That being said, I did notice some things in the picture online that I was worried about when coming in. The first thing that I noticed about the dress specifically is that one detail of her dress is that right below the choker, she has like a pendant sort of thing, like a rose dangling, and that's a small but important detail of her costume. On the website, the picture that they provide does not show that pendant, so I was worried about that not being there, and I figured if it wasn't, I could just replace whatever was there and put the actual pendant. I'd make it myself or something, but it ended up being there. And I will show you when I actually get the costume out, but it's there and it looks pretty close to the actual pendant on the character's outfit, so I'm not really concerned. The only thing I am concerned with is why they didn't have it in the picture, but maybe they had updated the costume since putting the picture on the website. I'm not sure. That was my only complaint with the website itself and the design that they provided. Everything else matched pretty well to what I saw online, so I'll just go ahead and start going through the pieces. I figured we'd start from small to big, so first we've got the earrings. Now, looking at the picture online, they're pretty accurate to what it has. Now these are clip-on earrings. They're a little weird. The clip is kind of sideways, if you can see the way it's tied. So it kind of looks like this. It's really hard to see. I can put them on, but they're very strange, and they do not match the actual design of her earrings in the manga. I can't get those on. They're beautiful earrings, and they're not made of anything super bad. They're extremely flexible. They're made of something really cheap. I mean, if you're just doing a scrap together costume of this character, then they'll work, but like I said, they don't match the design of the character really at all. I have no idea where they got this design from. So this earring doesn't have the sideways thing quite as much. The knot is down here, so if you were to put it on, it's a little more straight. I have like my other earrings in right now, so it's quite straight. I have piercings, so I can't really put these on. I mean, I could, but they seem to be pretty comfortable. But yeah, I think the biggest thing with this costume that I'm disappointed in are these earrings, and I personally plan to make my own, but like I said, if you're just pulling something together, these will work. The next part of the costume is her headband. Now the headband has these roses that match her look in the manga. While being a cheap material, they do look pretty accurate to fake flowers, and they have a really nice shape to them. Overall, not disappointed in that. The headband itself has some loose fabric, but overall looks pretty good. And the only thing that I would say that I don't like are these bands at the end. As you can see, they are kind of already bending out of shape. If you know the character, they are supposed to be kind of straight. They're not supposed to look like ribbons. They're supposed to look kind of hard. If I were to apply some heat to these, I might be able to kind of straighten them out and fix them, but as they are now, they're just a weird shape, and they don't really know what they're doing. So, but an easy fix for the price. The next thing that comes with the costume are these fingerless gloves that she wears. They don't look quite symmetrical, but I think that's just the way that the fabric was bent. Otherwise, they are the exact same, and I don't think it matters which hand you put them on. They seem to be fine either way. The thumb hole doesn't really matter. They're a nice fit to them, and they're a nice material. While they look leatherish on the outside, they're softer on the inside, and it seems somewhat of a breathable material. So if you were at a convention, these might not get too sweaty, but don't quote me on that. I haven't worn them long. The next, and by far my favorite part of this costume, are these thigh-high, I would want to call them boot covers, but they don't cover your shoes. So they're kind of like leg warmers. Basically, they are emulating the giant boots that she wears, or at least I assume they're boots. They don't come with the bottom. They are just a normal ankle sleeve. So you would have to wear actual shoes with these, and something that you could incorporate into the bottom of these pants, sleeves, whatever you want to call them. They fit really well. I got a size small. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but for my body type, which by the way, this was an American sizes, not Asian or whatever. So for my body type, a small fits really well. Typically with these kind of stockings or whatnot, they slide a lot, but for the amount of time I've been wearing these, which it wasn't much, but enough to see a reaction, these did not fall down at all. The top has the same material on the inside, which is like the faux leatherish, but then the inside has the softer material, just like the gloves, which now that I think about it, might get a little sweaty, but it's very comfortable. It wouldn't chafe at all. And yeah, they stay up pretty well. They're not tight, but they're very snug, which I think of course is the point, so they stay up, but I would just be wary of that when picking sizes. I'll get to how the dress fits in a bit, but if you're someone who normally fits smaller up here and bigger up here, you might want to address that with the company about maybe getting a larger size on the bottom or just getting a larger size overall, because these are very, very snug. But yeah, they're great material, great look. The last thing to go over before I try everything on is the dress. Her dress is complicated, and it's even more complicated to get on. But first of all, this is the rose pendant detail that I was mentioning. It looks pretty accurate to the manga. I mean, considering I wasn't planning on getting one at all, I'm pretty impressed by this. It's got the 3-row design with these coming down to the dress. And then this part is the part that goes around her chest, or up like over her arms and around her chest. And it'll be easier to see when I put it on, but it's a little bit weird, and it's really really, it's not hard to get on, it's just confusing. I'll try to show that the best I can when I do. Considering how weird of a design her dress is, this is the easiest way I would consider putting it together, so I think they did a good job with that. It is not quite the same material as the gloves or the leggings. It's more of a satin, silk? I don't know what the difference is, but it's like the dress kind of fabric, whereas these parts, the straps, are more of the glove material, and these are a harder, more sturdy fake leather. When you get down to the bottom, the inside back of the dress has the rose pattern, and the inside of the dress itself is a very cool fabric, very breathable. And the whole thing is moderately, it's got a nice stretch to it, so sizing wise I wouldn't worry. The only thing that I'll have to show you is these straps, but yeah, it's really nice. It also has this plastic strap in the back because this is supposed to be open. It's just extra support, I believe, but I didn't end up really needing it, so I might cut it off, but I'll show all these things when I try it on. So it also comes with padding already inside of it, which is really nice considering it's a very almost strapless design with the top, not a lot of support. I'm just gonna start trying it on. I don't exactly want to show my entire body on the internet, but I'll try to show as much of the process as I can so that you guys can see quite how it gets on, and then I'll point out some of the parts that don't quite fit me specifically, but obviously will be different for everyone. Okay, so the first things first is this strap right here has to be in the back, I believe, to start, or at least that's how it's been working for me. And my right side, your left, I believe, has a zipper that goes down moderately far. So how I've been doing this is stepping in from the side, which isn't quite going to work, but we're gonna make it work. And now you're in it sideways, so you want to put your arm through here and get your head in through here and into the choker. It looks complicated, but all these straps are very big, so it's not that hard of a process. And then you would just strap that up, zip yourself up, and put this part over top, just like this, so it's over the arm. So just over the head. Here is the dress. With this part over and everything zipped up. It is velcroed in the back, and yeah, so the first thing that I definitely want to show you guys is that these straps are very, very long. I don't know if that's because I'm a short person or what, but they're very strong, or long, sorry. Luckily, that's bigger is easier to fix than smaller, so I plan to just tuck these in and sew them so that it's a little bit tighter on me. And then this part is a little bit big, but I feel like once this part is fixed and maybe I sew some things, I might sew it up a little. Well, the problem is here that if you sew this up, you can't really get out of it well. So, I mean, you could put Velcro or something, but yeah, this kind of has to be how it is, like loose. So that's a little bit obnoxious, but I understand there's no other way to do it, or at least nothing I can think of. But I could always tighten it a little bit because, like I said, this fabric is very stretchy, or at least a little bit stretchy, so got some pull to it. But yeah, overall the top looks really, really nice. Again, here's the back. Here is the bottom. It goes a good mid-thigh for me. If I pull this up, it'll be a little bit higher, but it'll still be mid-thigh. This part itself goes about down to my ankles. It's a really good length for not tripping over at conventions and whatnot. And yeah, this is a good length that I would trust. I'd still wear shorts under it, but I would trust this length. And it's very form-fitting, but not tight. It feels good around this area, and then it's nice and loose all down here. It's a really, really nice fit, a really comfortable fit, and the fabric's very cool on my skin. I don't see myself getting super hot with this on after a while. The next thing I'll have to show are these. There's no discernible front or back, it's all the same, so I'm just gonna pull them on. There's kind of a natural fold to them, and there's also a seam in the back. So I will just be putting the seam in the back of my leg. So I don't know if you can see, but it is a very nice form fit. When I get it to about here, I have to start pulling from down here because it gets a little bit stuck, but then just pull it right up and there you go. It is a very nice fit around here and it has some wrinkles, but it fits very nicely. And as you can see, the length for my leg at least, it goes right up to there. Definitely it'll be a little different when I finally have some shoes to put with it. It goes around my ankles, so I'll have to find some boots that I might be able to put over or under them. They are this very weird shiny faux leather though, so that's a harder texture to match in terms of shoes, but it'll work. But yeah, I really like them and they're very comfortable. Definitely squeezing my thighs, but they are not completely tight. And they're pretty easy to get on and off aside from just your foot that you would have to pull it over. So that's about all there is for this review. I think it looks pretty well. I'm really happy with it. And aside from a few adjustments and few things that I'm going to replace, I'm looking forward to wearing this to my next convention. And I definitely recommend it for anyone else that wants to get into cosplaying Spy X Family because it's so new and there isn't a lot out there for it yet. So thank you so much for watching. Check out my other videos while I'm working on some new stuff and I'll see you in the next one.